All right, race fans, let's recap a big opening day of the 2026 meet here at Delaware Park. We had a big crowd out here. Thanks to all our fans for coming out and supporting us. We had beautiful weather, nice strong handle. The handle today for the 8-race card, no turf. It was all dirt. It's all dirt, no turf the first couple weeks of the meet. We had a main track that was fast and the handle very strong, over $2.4 million. So thanks to all our fans and bettors for supporting us today on opening day. We're going to recap all the racing action in just a few minutes. But first, we'd like to remember a few people who died this past winter. That means a lot to us here at Delaware Park. Let's start with the Hall of Famer, King T. Leatherberry, inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2015. King T. Leatherberry passed away a couple months ago. He retired in 2023 as the third trainer in history behind Dale Baird and Jack Vanberg to win at least 6,000 races. His final win total was 6,508 races to go along with purse earnings of a little shy of $65 million. The King won 52 training titles in Maryland, 26 each at Pimlico and Laurel. He also won 4 leading trainer titles right here at Delaware Park, 3 times in the 70s. The King was the leading trainer here at Delaware, and then 1 time in the 80s he was the leading trainer. So our thoughts with the friends and family of the Hall of Famer King T. Leatherberry. He was 94 when he passed away, so the King lived a long, great life. So we remember King T. Leatherberry today. Also, we remember jockey Greg McCarran, who passed away a little while ago. Greg McCarran won 2,400 races in a 24-year riding career, including winning some big races here at Delaware Park. In 1974, Greg McCarran won the Grade 1 Delaware Oaks. In 1976, he won the Grade 2 Rosemont. And also in 1977, he won the Blue Hen. In 1980, he won the Open Fire. As a trainer, Greg McCarran won the 2001 Robert G. Dick Memorial. So we remember Greg McCarran today, our thoughts with his family. Also, we remember the jockey Russell Logan Rags Reynolds Sr., who passed away this past winter. Rags won over 1,200 races. He was a perennial top 10 jockey at Delaware Park in the 80s and 90s. In 1994, he won the George Rosenberger here at Delaware Park. We remember Russell Logan Rags Reynolds Sr. today. Also, we remember the champion Eclipse Award winner, Afleet Alex. Afleet Alex died this past winter. He won his career debut here at Delaware Park as a 2-year-old in 2004 in a maiden special weight here at Delaware Park. He'd also win an ice allowance race as a 2-year-old here at Delaware. And then as a 3-year-old, we all remember what he did. He was third, just got beat ahead in the Kentucky Derby, then came right back to win the Preakness and Belmont. He was voted champion 3-year-old of 2005. He was trained by Tim Ritchie. We remember the champion Afleet Alex, who gave us many thrills, and we're proud to say he's one of Delaware's own. Also, we remember the champion mare Blue Prize, who had passed away this past winter. Blue Prize was trained by Ignacio Correa. She was third in the 2019 Delaware Handicap. She also won the 2019 Breeders' Cup Distaff. So we remember Blue Prize as she passed away earlier this winter. So our thoughts and prayers with all those horses and people we lost this past winter. We have some great memories of them here at Delaware Park. All right, we're going to get to the racing action, but first let me tell you about a couple big days we have coming up here. We have a bunch of big days this meet. Let me tell you about a few of them. June 13th, we're going to have Delaware Oaks and Delaware Derby Day here at Delaware Park. It'll be here before you know it. This is going to be the place for the second annual $300,000 Delaware Derby featuring 4 other stake races, including the Grade 3 Delaware Oaks. Join us Saturday, June 13th for live racing, food trucks, vendors, and music. Then after racing, stay for the soccer watch party in the Grove. So looking forward to a big Delaware Derby Day on June 13th. Also, July 4th, America's birthday, the 250th birthday of America. We're going to have a monster day out here on July 4th. It's our second annual Safari Sprint. We had a big day last year for this. The place was packed, the biggest crowd I've ever seen out here last year for the Safari Sprint. And well, a herd of zebras on the racetrack 1 minute, a flock of ostriches the next, and then a caravan of camels. Get ready. Here comes the second annual Safari Sprint here at Delaware Park. We're going to have a bunch of stuff going on. Watch what happens when some of the world's most iconic creatures hit the track and head down the stretch, or where their stubborn streak undo a winning streak. Watch for yourself at 2:30, 3:20, and 4:20 Saturday, July 4th. You can pick the winners for slot dollar prizes at Delaware Park Casino. All right, so those are a couple of big days we have coming up here at Delaware Park. Let's get right to the racing action here on opening day. Here's race one. We're going a flat mile in race one, claiming 7,500 for filly and mares. We kick off the early pick five in race one on a fast track all day long. The early pick five handles a little shy of 100,000. Let's check out the action from race one here at Delaware.
Away and running. Slow to go is Margot's Margarita. As the bell tolls, is Tap for Speed. Wicked Kitten is right there too. And in between rivals is Eloper. So up and around the first turn they go as the bell tolls. Crosses in front of the face of the field, leads him past the 7 furlong pole. But the long shot Eloper, now sensing a slower pace, tries to tack onto that speed in second. Luminous Secret shares third with Wicked Kitten, a ground-saving fourth. In between rivals is Shines Madeline in that fifth place position, and a line of 3 chases behind, which is Margot's Margarita, who rides the rail. In between rivals trying to kick in is Amorica. So they go down the midpoint of the backstretch run as the bell tolls is the leader and really throttles that speed to lead by 3/4 of a measured length. Luminous Secret is on the prowl in second, and Eloper's right there in a position two. Wicked Kitten rides the rail in fourth. Turbo Millie now grabs fifth. Shines Madeline's in sixth. Then you have Margot's Margarita, and Amorica whips him in. 3.5 furlongs to go. And the favorites are now 1-2. And the favorite Luminous Secret takes the lead and kicks for home. And leads by a long neck at best as the bell tolls, grudgingly gives way. Wicked Kitten just at this one pace. Turbo Millie has no more to give. And then Eloper drops away as they come to the top of the stretch. The winner's circle goes through Luminous Secret. And go to the windows. You'll be the first in line. Luminous Secret has spaced the opposition and leads by 6 open lengths. As the bell tolls as a leg-weary second, Wicked Kitten rides the rail, and closing in is Shines Madeline. But the first race of the meet and the first favorite's home. It's all Hazelwood and Luminous Secret to win at odds of 1-2. As the bell tolls was second, Shines Madeline was third, and Wicked Kitten was fourth.
The Maryland-bred 4-year-old daughter of Tapiture, Luminous Secret, gets her third lifetime win. She wins for trainer Jamie Ness, who's been the leading trainer of the last several years here at Delaware Park. Luminous Secret went off at 1-2 and paid $3 as a popular favorite. Nice ride there from the 5-pound apprentice Yetsit Hazelwood, who's one of the leading riders in Maryland. So keep your eye on Hazelwood. He could have a big meet here at Delaware Park. He's riding a lot of horses for Jamie Ness. He teams up with Ness here to win the opener on Luminous Secret, a $3 winner in race one. All right, let's check out the field here for race two. Race two would kick off the early pick four. They bet almost 33,000 into the early pick four. Race two, we're going 5.5 furlongs, 16,000 starter allowance, filly and mares, optional claiming 16,000. Let's see what happens here in race two.
Away and running. Nice level start. Good speed on the rail for Olivia Mavis, but Missy's Map is going to keep her honest in the opening 110 yards, and Knit Witness comes away a handy third. Riding the outside is Sweet Summer Love. Up the fence is Vanaka, and last of all is the long shot Sweet and Feisty. So it's a high-octane pace between the 3 ladies up top with 4 furlongs to go. Missy's Map's the gray in between rivals. Olivia Mavis continues to save ground, and Knit Witness sizing up the both of them. These three kick away at the top of the stretch with Vanaka right there at a menacing move. And here comes Vanaka with a hot pace to chase. Sweet Summer Love has picked off Missy's map, and Sweet and Feisty last of all. So here's the quarter pole for Knit Witness, but that lead's evaporated down to a long neck as Vanaka is going two to its everyone at the moment as they turn for home. Knit Witness tries to kick away and responds well, leads by 3/4 of a length. Vanaka continues to chase hard and making inroads inside the final 200 yards. Knit Witness is holding on for dear life. Vanaka's getting closer. Vanaka's gonna win it. Here's the result, and Vanaka got it by a neck. Knit Witness was second, Olivia Mavis third, and Sweet Summer Love was fourth.
The 4-year-old filly Vanaka by Windshield gets up in the final strides to get her second lifetime win. Nice ride by jockey Carol Sedania. Carol had an injury last fall. She missed some time over the winter. She worked real hard to rehab and get back into racing action, and she's been doing well. Great to see her with a nice win here on opening day. Carol is always one of our top riders here, so great to see Carol Sedania back in the saddle. She wins on Vanaka, who went off 3-5 and paid, I'm sorry, I have that wrong. She paid $10.60. Vanaka paid $10.60 to win race 2 for owner-trainer Lynn Ashby. So congratulations to all the winning connections there of Vanaka in race 2. Let's turn the page here. Race 3 is going a flat mile. Race 3 will kick off the middle pick 5. They bet almost $37,000 into the middle pick 5. In race 3, we're going a flat mile, beaten, claiming $5,000 for 3-year-olds and upward. Let's see what happens here in race 3.
Away and running. Slow to go is Collection Day. Artwell draws first blood. Tub Tib Siam, reluctant to load, is right there too. Hardy Choice and Majestic Tiger, 4 across the track. And Long Astride rides that rail, chasing that quartet of speed. The last 3 is Pierce Elevated, Martini Martin, and Collection Day is last of all. So a 4-pronged battle ensues, and Artwell has the target on its back and leads by only a neck. But Tub Tib Siam is right there, raising the stakes in second, and Hardy Choice is committed to a 3-wide kick down the back of the track. Majestic Tiger's covering a lot of ground today, while Long Astride scrapes the paint in that 4th place position. Pierce Elevated's making a big early move and now grabs that 4th place position. Martini Martin gets the reins shaken, and so does Collection Day. They're halfway home, and Artwell continues to lead. The 3rd choice on the wagering board leads by half a length. Tub Tib Siam continues to apply the heat in second. Long Astride, the longest shot on the board, stays parked at the rail, and Pierce Elevated continues to pick him off one by one. 5/16 to go. Artwell still calls the shots, but that was short-lived. Tub Tib Siam comes calling for the lead, and here comes Pierce Elevated, who made this long, steady grind, and Collection Day looms large too. They come to the top of the stretch, and Pierce Elevated kicks for home. Artwell had a slam on the brakes thanks to Tub Tib Siam, and now Collection Day comes rolling down the center of the track, and Martini Martin's late on the scene. Inside the final 200 yards, Collection Day leads by 2. Martini Martin at 14-1 with a steady grind. 100 yards to go. Collection Day went from last to first to win by a measured length. Martini Martin second. Pierce Elevated third. Longest rides in a photo for 4.
The 6-year-old Collection Day came into today's race with a couple seconds in his previous 2 races, gets right to the winner's circle today, goes off at 3-2 and paid $5 to win race 3. Now a 4-time winner. He's made close to $200,000. Nice win by Collection Day for Robert M. Gorham Jr. and trainer Michael Gorham. Nice ride there by Raul Mena. $5 winner there with Collection Day in race 3. Let's take a look at the field here for race 4. It's a maiden claiming $25,000 for 3-year-old. Filly is going 5.5 furlongs. The late pick 5 starts in race 4, and they bet almost $60,000 into the late pick 5. Let's see what happens here in race 4.
Away and running. Terrible start for Blues Music. Fast out of the gate was Everlasting Lover and gets confronted by Miss Motown, who takes over the lead. Run Chunchy Run on the outside now. Gives up that 3rd place position to Lina Frost. Then you have the inside of It's Nancy Time now and Golden Ellie. And last of all, it's Blues Music. A compact field has 3.5 furlongs to go. And Miss Motown continues to lead the posse in pursuit, but she only leads by a neck. Everlasting Lover right there up applying the heat in that second place position. Run, Chachi Run, trying to outlast third, but that was short-lived as Golden Ellie starts to pick him off, and Blues Music is closing in with Lina Frost. Here's the quarter pole for Everlasting Lover, who kicks away by a long neck. Miss Motown battles back with stiffening resolve, and these two have spaced the rest as they turn for home. Everlasting Lover starting a steady grind and kicks away when Carmouche pulled the button. Miss Motown has nowhere to give, running on late as Golden Ellie and Blues Music, but inside the final 100 yards, Everlasting Lover, the Oaklawn Park Invader, looks sharp in victory, and you got 9-2. Blues Music was second, Golden Ellie third, and Miss Motown was fourth.
Everlasting Lover, the 3-year-old daughter of Mackenzie, tried the main track at Oaklawn 3 times this past winter. Did not have any luck down there in Hot Springs, but got back to her best stride today here at Delaware Park. Breaks her maiden for trainer Greg Compton, who had a strong meet here last year at Delaware Park. Paco Lopez, the winning ride on Everlasting Lover, as she breaks her maiden at 9-2 and pays $11.80 to win race 4. Let's take a look here at the field for race 5 to kick off the late pick 4 in race 5. They bet over $51,000 into the late pick 4 starting race 5. We're going 6 furlongs. Nice $5,000 starter allowance, optional claiming $8,000 for 3-year-olds and upward. Let's check out the action here from race 5.
Away and running. Slow start for Russian Hammer. Brilliant speed from Heaven Street and Ikigai. They couldn't be going any faster for the distance. And Discreet Devil tosses that black cap into the ring. Amusing Mischief has a hot pace to chase in those white blinkers deep on the track. And Protege came away a handy joint third. Broadcaster heads to, which is Russian Hammer, and nothing from Prom Night yet. They approach the 4 furlong pole, and Ikigai has that speed on display, trying to stick and stay. Heaven Street has no excuses and gets closer in a great big way. Amusing Mischief continues to eyeball the speed from third, while Protege rides that rail. Broadcaster is set alight on the far outside. Discreet Devil puts the cue in the rack with Russian Hammer, and Prom Night still last of all. There goes the quarter pole, and Heaven Street wants to lead, but Amusing Mischief takes the fight to him. They come to the top of the stretch, and Amusing Mischief is 3 wide. Heaven Street is battling on, and they could be sitting ducks for Broadcaster, who's charging on the outside. The rail belongs to Ikigai. 5 across the track, a 16th to go. It's still Ikigai, Heaven Street. Protege is erupting. Protege got up in the final jump to beat Broadcaster, Heaven Street, and Ikigai.
The 6-year-old Protege found his best stride about mid-stretch. He was still far back, but he came flying on the far outside. The 6-year-old stud gets his 5th lifetime win. He's now made over $250,000. Congratulations to winning trainer Nesville Hernan Balon, and a good ride there from the 7-pound apprentice Marvin Fernandez. Protege, by good magic, went off 9-2 and paid $11.60 to win race 5. If you hit the early pick 5, congratulations. Early pick 5 paid $736.30. You had a $3 winner in race 1. Vanaka paid $10.60 to win race 2. Then you had a $5 winner in race 3. $11.80 in race 4, $11.60 in race 5. That gets you $736 in the early pick 5. Congratulations if you had that. Let's take a look here at race 6. Race 6 would kick off the final pick 3 of the day. Nice group of maiden special weight 3-year-old fillies going 6 furlongs. Let's check out the action here from race 6.
Away and running. Good start. Speed on the outside from Sassy Sangria. Blame and Fortune on debut takes over the leading role. And Irish Jig is right there too. Lizzie Liz, the long shot, punches up the fence to be in third. Medium Cool is in that 5th place position. And Dream Eagle is last of all, so Blame and Fortune's nice and relaxed and shows the way by only a head. Sassy Sangria pulls up the heat in that 2nd place position as they have 3.5 furlongs to go. Irish Jig with the money on, loops on the far outside. Lizzie Liz comes under a ride, not responding. Medium Cool still heads 1, and Dream Eagle continues to ride that rail. Midpoint around the 1 and only turn. Blame and Fortune still leading, but pushes come to shove as Irish Jig comes with a surging run on the outside, and Sassy Sangria Sangria boxes on. These are the three principals as heads turn for home. And Irish Jig comes with a swooping run on the far outside to take over the lead and kick away with authority. Sassy Sangria has nowhere to give. Blamin' Fortune went too fast too early. And Dream Eagles tries to land third, but no doubt about the winner here with overwhelming public support. Irish Jig lived up to the 3-5 hype over Sassy Sangria, Dream Eagle, and Blamin' Fortune.
Well, the Kelly Dieter barn has a real nice 3-year-old Maryland-bred filly here, Irish Jig. She was second in her debut in a maiden special weight at Laurel back in April and puts it all together here in her second career start. She wins for fun for Kelly Dieter. She owns part of this filly with Kathy Dennell's back 3-year-old filly by Irish Warcry. Earned a 75 buyer back in April at Laurel, probably a bigger one today. Carol Sedania picked up her second winning ride on Irish Jig today. 3-5 was the final price. She was my price play of the day at 6-1 morning line, but we had a couple scratches in the race, and she got hammered late to go off at 3-5 and paid $3.40 to break her maiden in her second career start. Real strong handle in race 6. They bet almost $450,000 in this maiden special weight, almost $40,000 bet into the late pick 3. So congratulations to all the winning connections of Irish Jig. That's a nice 3-year-old filly to certainly keep your eye on. Let's turn the page here. Race 7, the feature of the day to kick off the late daily double. Nice first level allowance condition for 3-year-old fillies. Never won 2 lifetime. Going 6 furlongs, scratched a 1, so we're down to a 4-horse field. Still a decent handle for a 4-horse field, and they bet over $33,000 into the late daily double. Let's check out the action here from today's feature.
Away and running. Good inside speed from Echo Juliet. But there goes Embrace the Moment, who has an uncontested lead. And Chatelot comes away a handy third under some tight restraint too. And the long shot Pantita is last of all. So the first 220 belongs to Embrace the Moment, who's holding on by a neck. Echo Juliet rides that rail. There goes Panchita. And Panchita engages Echo Juliet for the lead. And that leaves Chatelot with a 4-wide kick. You can toss a blanket over them with 5/16 to go. And Embrace the Moment repels the challenge from Panchita. Chatelot looms on the far outside. Echo Juliet rides that rail, needs to dig deep and find more, and Panchita calls it a day. Here's the quarter pole for Chatelot. The public's pick kicks for the money, and the jockey hasn't moved an inch. Embrace the Moment is trying to counter in second as they turn to the top of the stretch, and Chatelot now asks for a bit more, kicks away by 3/4 of a length. Embrace the Moment is fighting on against the rail and hasn't gone down without a fight. But Chatelot continues to inch away inside the concluding stages. Embrace the Moment is going to play second fiddle to the winner. The favorites are 1-2. Chatelot has won it. Embrace the Moment second. Echo Juliet third. Panchita was fourth.
This is also a real nice 3-year-old filly, a Kentucky bred by Warfront out of a Pulpit mare. Carrie Raven's done awfully well with this 3-year-old filly. She was in the Miguel Clement barn last fall and this winter. He tried her 3 times on the turf, and she didn't run very well at all. She switched to the Carrie Raven barn at Tampa in February. It was a decent 4th on the turf back in February, but then Carrie switched her to the main track in March. She won a maiden special weight that day, going 6 furlongs. Then she had a big second at Tampa early April, going long against Allowance Company, and she wins for fun today. She beat a nice filly and Embraced the Moment, who was second in this race, but Chatelot wins at 3-5. She paid $320 for owner breeder Highland Yard LLC and trainer Carrie Raven. The Raven barn's done well the last several years here at Delaware Park, and they have a nice 3-year-old filly here in Chatelot. So this was the first level allowance condition. The second level allowance conditions for 3-year-old fillies, those races are hard to fill, so you might see this filly in a stake race next. We have a 3-year-old filly stake race here at Delaware Park coming up, I believe, in June, so maybe a stakes race next for Chatelot, who wins today's feature. She paid $320. If you played that middle pick 5 that started race 3, that middle pick 5 paid $268.70. Congratulations to all the winning connections of Chatelot. Let's turn the page here. Race 8, claiming $7,500. Everyone 2 lifetime for 3-year-olds and upward, going 6 furlongs. They bet over $300,000 into today's finale. Let's check out the action here from race 8.
Away and running. 12 Nelson pings first. There's the speed of Palace Revolt, and Sweet Winner is right there too, and so is King of the World. So this is pace of plenty, and Essentially Fast was in tight. Boers is also in a very claustrophobic spot, and Menka's last of all. So it's a good battle brewing past the 4.5. 12 Nelson's deep on the track. Sweet Winner's right there too. King of the World in the house green, and up the inside Palace Revolt has nowhere to go. Essentially Fast dipped off the inside for a clear shot at the top 3. Menka comes under a heavy ride, and Boers is still last of all with 3 furlongs to go. Sweet Winner's the one they gotta catch, and leads by only a nose as 12 Nelson takes the fight to him, and looming large behind the both of them is Essentially Fast as they come to the top of the stretch. 12 Nelson with speed on display, gonna try to see this through. Battling on is Sweet Winner down against the fence. Essentially Fast is right there too as they come to the top of the stretch. 12 Nelson's a brave foe today and leads by a neck. Sweet Winner trying hard and making the split is Essentially Fast, but 12 Nelson just kept on going. 12 Nelson is a 6-5 winner. Essentially Fast was second, Sweet Winner was third, and Palace Revolt was fourth.
Well, back-to-back wins for the 4-year-old 12 Nelson. By collected, he broke his maiden in sharp fashion back in April down there at Laurel. Comes right back facing winners for the first time today, and he wins for fun at 6-5 to give the Michael Gorham barn his second win of the day. Also, jockey Raul Mena, his second win of the day. Mena and Gorham both teamed up for both of those wins. So now 2 wins for 12 Nelson, who went off at 6-5 and paid $4.60. He was my best bet of the day. I hit a cold late daily double. It didn't pay much. I only paid $4.90, but it was a cold $1 play. So I'm 1 for 1 on my cold late daily doubles. I'm going to play every day this meet here at Delaware Park. If you hit the late pick 5 with 12 Nelson winning race 8, late pick 5 paid $254.25. Congratulations to all the winning connections there of 12 Nelson. The Michael Gorham barn certainly with a big day here on opening day. They had 2 wins. Carol Sedania had 2 wins, and jockey Raul Mena had 2 wins. All local trainers won today here on opening day at Delaware Park. We had Jamie Nash, Lynn Ashby, Michael Gorham with 2, Greg Compton, Hernan Balon, Kelly Dieter, and Carrie Raven. All those trainers stabled right here at Delaware Park. So good to see all the locals with a big opening day here at Delaware Park. Once again, the handle very strong today. Handle over $2.4 million in handle. Thanks to all our fans and bettors for supporting us on opening day. Our next live racing day will be this Saturday, Preakness Day. We'll have a big crowd out here. The weather is supposed to be sensational. I think it's supposed to be sunny in the 80s, so come on out here, enjoy the nice weather. First race post time for us will be at 12:20. We'll have that special Uncle Sam ceremony starting at 11:40. If you want to see Uncle Sam and his 2 loyal assistants with American flags riding over on their ponies, that'll start at 11:40 this Saturday, and then our first race post time 12:20. So come on out here, enjoy all the live racing on Saturday. We have a great card. Enjoy all the simulcast action from Preakness down there at Laurel Park. We hope to see you this Saturday. Once again, thanks for joining us and making 2026 opening day a special day. Have a great night. We'll see you Saturday.
There's only one